Today we are ranking the 10 worst NFL teams ever. Let's get right into it. At number 10, we have the 1996 New York Jets. Coach, Rich Kotite. Record, 1-15. Points for against, 279 to 452, negative 175. Notable players, quarterback Frank Reich, running back Adrian Murrell, wide receiver Wayne Cherabet, corner Aaron Glenn, defensive end Hugh Douglas, linebacker Victor Green. The 1996 Jets were famously bad, even among Jets teams. Kotite was universally reveled by fans who made shirts that read "Just in the season" and "Ditch Rich." Jets started 0-8 and lost 6 games by 1 possession or less. Kotite's incompetence led to the Bill Parcells era, and the Jets were in the AFC Championship game just 2 years later. At number 9, we have the 1989 Dallas Cowboys. Coach, Jimmy Johnson. Record, 1-15. Points for against, 204 to 393, negative 189. Notable players, quarterback Troy Aikman, running back Herschel Walker, wide receiver Micah Irvin, defensive end Jim Jeffcoat, linebacker Ken Norton Jr., linebacker Jack Del Rio. If you look at the notable players listed, it's hard to believe that they make up one of the worst teams in the NFL history. But in Johnson's first season as NFL coach and Aikman's rookie campaign, the Cowboys were terrible. They started 0-8 and were shut out 3 times. Their lone victory was a 13-3 win against Washington. The failures were short-lived though, as Dallas quickly built a core that won consecutive Super Bowls in 1993 and 1994. At number 8, we have the 2020 Jacksonville Jaguars. Coach, Doug Marrone. Record, 1-15. Points for against, 306 to 492, minus 186. Notable players, quarterback Gardner Minshew, running back James Robinson, wide receiver DJ Chark, linebacker Joe Schobert, linebacker Miles Jack, defensive end Dwayne Smoot. The 2020 Jaguars surprised the playoff-bound Indianapolis Colts in Week 1, coming from behind from a 27-20 win, but then they lost 15 straight games to close the season. The Jaguars were rarely competitive in that span, with just 2 of their 15 losses coming by 1 score or fewer. Adding insult to injury, longtime running back Leonard Fournette, who was cut by Jacksonville just before the start of the season, went on to win the Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At number 7, we have the 1980 New Orleans Saints. Coaches, Dick Nolan, Dick Stanfel. Record, 1-15. Points for against, 291, 487, minus 196. Notable players, quarterback Archie Manning, running back Jimmy Rogers, wide receiver Wes Chandler, defensive tackle Derland Moore, safety Tom Myers, and linebacker Kim Bordelin. The 1980 season was the height of the Aints era in New Orleans when fans invented the practice of wearing bags on their head. The Saints started 0-14, they fired Nolan after their 27-7 loss to the LA Rams in Week 12, and their only win was a come-from-behind 1-point victory over the Lowly Jets in Week 15. Number 6, 1991 Indianapolis Colts. Coaches Ron Meyer, Rick Venturi. Record, 1-15. Points for against, 143, 381, minus 238. Notable players, quarterback Jeff George, running back Eric Dickerson, wide receiver Bill Brooks, wide receiver Jesse Hester, linebacker Jeff Herron, linebacker Dwayne Bickett. Jeff George's highly anticipated sophomore season resulted in the worst offensive team in the history of modern NFL. The Colts averaged fewer than 10 points per game, were shut out twice and only topped 20 points on 2 occasions, including their lone win, a 1-point victory at the New York Jets in Week 11. At number 5, we have the 2009 St. Louis Rams. Coach, Steve Spagnuolo. Record, 1-15. Points for against, 175, 436, minus 261. Notable players, quarterback Mark Bulger, running back Steven Jackson, wide receiver Donnie Avery, defensive end Leonard Little, linebacker James Laurinaitis, safety James Butler. The Rams somehow were the worst team in football, despite having a 1,400-yard rusher in Jackson, and the second worst defense in points allowed in Spagnuolo's first year as a coach. At number 4, we have the 1990 New England Patriots. Coach, Rod Rust. Record, 1-15. Points for against, 181, 446, minus 265. Notable players, quarterback Mark Wilson, running back John Stevens, wide receiver Irving Fryer, linebacker Andre Tippett, nose tackle Tim Goad, corner Maurice Hurst. Rust's lone season as a coach was a disaster, highlighted by an inept offense, harassment suit from one of the team's beat reporters. At number 3, we have the 2016 Cleveland Browns. Coach, Hugh Jackson. Record, 1-15. Points for against, 264, 452, minus 188. Notable players, quarterback Cody Hessler, running back Isaiah Crowell, wide receiver Terrell Pryor, corner Joe Hayden, linebacker Christian Kirksey. The case can be made that the 2016 Browns were actually worse than the 2017 that went winless. Don't worry, they're next. At number 2, we have the 2017 Cleveland Browns. Coach, Hugh Jackson. Record, 0-16. Points for against, 234, 410, minus 176. Notable players, quarterback Deshaun Kaiser, running back Isaiah Crowell, wide receiver Josh Gordon, tight end David Njoku, cornerback Jason McCourty, linebacker Joe Schobert. If not for their Christmas Eve win in 2016, the Browns would have been the only team in modern NFL history to go winless in consecutive season. Number 1, 2008 Detroit Lions, coach Rod Marinelli, record 0-16, points for against 268, 517, negative 249. Notable players: quarterback Dante Culpepper, wide receiver Calvin Johnson. The 2008 Lions were the first team to go winless in a 16-game season, and they did so in spectacular fashion. Only 5 of their 16 games were within one score, including their 2-point loss to the Minnesota Vikings, in which quarterback Dan Orlovsky famously ran out of the end zone untouched. Well guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of our video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Athletic Avenue, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching.